Alright, let's go! Our first match, Playday #1, everybody! The Masters Clash. We're getting the party started on Infernal Shrines today. We got the donuts and go next. And as already promised a while ago, every single time we have like a new thing happening in Heroes, a new tournament, anything, the background changes. And I did it again because we're done with all of the qualifiers. All the qualifiers for the Masters Clash are now done, so this is going to be the new background for all of the regular season matches that we're having in the Masters Clash. And, well, as far as Heroes of the Storm tournaments and leagues go, this is obviously the newest one here, so this should be some fun. The Donuts are playing against Go Next. We're going to have 4 matches every single week, and this should be an interesting one too. Now, let's be absolutely honest, there's 8 teams in total, obviously, in the Masters Clash, and I would personally say there's a little bit of a divide between the top 4 and the bottom 4 teams. There's a couple of teams that are kind of nibbling, trying to get into the top 4. For example, Team Arthur's, Team Soundless, both of them have a lot of potential, both of them have a lot of good players that could really make it happen here. If they can or not, time will tell, but we'll find out. Now, the way that the Masters Clash is actually run is we have best of 5 matches all around, and all of the teams face off against each other twice. So we have the first half of the season where each team faces off against another, and then a second half. So to say, you have like a home and away game. Always a little bit weird in esports because, again, you don't really have any physical locations. But that's the way that it is run here. And then at the end of those 14 weeks, yep, you heard right, 14 weeks, won't be long, we have then potentially an offline event. Depends a little bit on how things are going to go with Corona and everything, but right now the chances are honestly pretty good, so we'll see. As we're heading into game #1 on Infernal, the usual suspects on the ban pattern. I mean, on Infernal, Sonya Skyrock is a little bit more into a top priority for a ban, as she does on other maps, where oftentimes she's led through the ban phase, but then picked as an early choice. Medivh gets banned and Chromie get banned, like both of them make perfect sense. Then of course you got also Jojo that gets banned out here. First pick on Lauba, this time Uther. And we got Hanzo plus Rexa. Alright, but yeah, our first game here today. Now, by the way, for everybody that watches this on YouTube right now, I'm going to link the ranking and the ranking, the standings, and also the schedule into the YouTube description as well. Keep in mind that if you actually haven't really watched everything before that, there will be some spoilers. The results are listed there too, so always be careful with that. And by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, then make sure that you hit that like button. And I know that a couple of you guys are still not subbed to the channel, and you could help the channel out a lot if you hit that sub button. And since it's free, why wouldn't you? Alright, Dancing Band, we got our Stukov in, and we got Maiev. This time, no Anubarak to really engage heavily with the tank, and then try to follow up with the Stukov Luckingham. Kind of slipped my mind for a second there. But yeah, there's the Anubarak ban. Now that they don't play it, they want to make sure that there's no Cocoon on the other side that could ruin their plays. That's of course one of the most annoying things when you're in the middle of a good combo and then the Cocoon comes out and just like shuts down that play right away. But as it stands, we got our next few picks coming in for Go Next. So the old man, Deckard Cain, here we go. And what else are we gonna get? What is Blade gonna lock in now? We got Blaze. Alright. This will be a bit of a potentially weird setup. I mean, Rexa and Blaze together right now. They can always throw in a third bruiser. It's a little bit more the NA style. It's something that what's their face? Team Wildheart has been doing for a little bit. And the triple bruiser definitely works, but they're not heading into any kind of main tank, despite the fact that there's still plenty around. I mean, Diablo comes to mind, of course, immediately. Hogger and Tychus! Odin, good old Odin, to secure the objective. Good on them. And our last pick as we're heading into game #1 of our Heroes of the Storm series. What's it gonna be? What are we getting on the last pick from them right now? Could still go into the triple front line if they really wanted to. Something with a little bit of an oomph behind it would probably be kind of nice. They need a bit more damage than what they have right now. And it is Falstad. They go for the birdie. Double backline. Alright, so Blaze maybe in the main tank position for them. Infernal Shrines, ladies and gentlemen. Game #1 is set up as we're heading into map #1 of this best of 5 Heroes of the Storm series. So let's check it out. Infernal Shrines, game #1. The party is kicking off right here as we're heading into the first match of this best of 5 Heroes of the Storm series. We got Lauba on the left side for the Donuts with Uther. Again, this is Playday #1 of the Masters Clash of the regular season. We got Copenhagen on Tigers, Skog on Hogga, Ixia on Stukov, and Rutsu is playing Maiev. On the right side of... That's, by the way, terrifying as hell. Rutsu, in general, just fantastic player. On Maiev, that's already getting tricky, especially with Stukov behind it and the stun from Uther. Now, on the right side of the map, we got Wit on Rexa, we got Blade on Blaze, Kelvin on Hanzo, Starzerk on the Birdie, and Skynox is playing Deckard Cain. And, well, that is a quick kill against Rexa. Alright. Didn't expect that over here, I suppose. Deckard Cain was still busy telling people about his youth, so he didn't really pay attention here. Yeah, didn't really help. Rest of the team is like, dude, can you shut up for a second and just heal us? He's like, well, back in my day, when I was young, Netflix. What is Netflix? Mobile phones, no. We were telling each other. It's like, Anyways, we got the full set up with the auto attack build, so we're gonna see seasoned marksmans. Oh, that's a counter kill. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Kill for a kill, but still he's dead. Kelvin is making it out too. Alrighty, so 2 kills to 1. Bit of a rotation happening in the middle, but the blue team is, as you would expect, quite aggressive over here. Now, when we're talking about Heroes of the Storm right now, and especially about the European scene, I think it's pretty fair to say that when you're talking about a bit of a power ranking, you have at the top 4 currently the Donuts, the Hardos, and 30k. Those are probably your top 3 teams. And honestly, I don't think there is like a clear favorite. I feel all 3 of them on a good day, depending on how the matches go, can take it. Now, of course, those things can change over time, but I think it's pretty clear that those are the top 3. Then you have the 4th place, which definitely goes to Chili Mountain. And Chili Mountain is also a team that on a good day can definitely defeat any of the top 3, but on a bad day they can also be taken down by the teams that are in the lower 4 of the ranking. And I would say in the lower 4 of the ranking, the 2 teams to definitely watch out for the most are probably Team Soundless and Team Arthurs, so those 2 you gotta pay some attention to as well. And that's something that is going to probably happen. As I said, they can come in and definitely cause a bit of an upset. And then you have, of course, Go Next playing over here, who... I mean, honestly, I think the chances of winning the series entirely are pretty slim. But maps matter. Map wins matter. So if you just can lock in a map win or 2, that would already be a huge success. If, of course, you gain some momentum and all of a sudden you feel that you can take the entire series, hell, go for it. Risk something and try and make the play. But generally speaking, when you have an event that lasts this long, every single map that you can take matters at some point. So we could see some cheesy plays from one of the teams eventually, coming in with a bit of a nasty draft, going for one of those Viking setups or whatnot. So yeah, there's quite a bit of that. But well, either way, now that we are having all of this said and done, we got 17 stacks for In the Rhythm, as Tychus is currently locking this one in. And of course also the stacks coming together slowly but steadily for Rexa. Oh, man with the mask over here. False set at the top, needs to be a bit careful. Stukov was sitting at the side and hoping that together with Tychus he could maybe get a kill in. Not so much. Then again, Lauber down here gets attacked. 1 stun, 2 stun, and he's dead. Lauber down. Uther is totally dropped. Alrighty. So, nicely done. With that, we're now looking at level 7 talents for the 2 teams. And that kill was kind of important. Then again, they lose the bird just a second later. That's top line kill though. So that was a 1-on-1 setup between the 2 of them. Doesn't really affect the fight here at the shrine. But still, we got 34 to 17 stacks, so it doesn't really seem like there's a chance for Go Next to take this first one. And nope, the Mortar Punisher gets claimed. The Donuts are coming in and they're taking it. So far so good. Nicely done. And, well, let's see what else they can do here. Because for now, they're just trying to go for a kill and follow up on the Punisher stun, which they seem to be successfully doing against Blade. And yes, Blaze is down. Nicely done. They open the small wall up, saw the opportunity. Rutsu comes in. Now in the middle, Rexa has just fallen at the bottom. The fight continues, and all of a sudden, Go Next is falling apart a bit. They're now a level behind as it stands, and they're losing the bottom fort. Things are not really looking too great. They had some nice moves around the first shrine, where it kind of felt like with the kill against Uther they might be able to lock it in, but now they're losing way too many heroes. They're 4 kills behind, and of course they're also starting to lose out on experience here. Now Boomerang is of course in, so Falset is gonna add some additional side lane value for the team now. We got still Lauba over here in the middle, has already committed on the level 4 to the Holy Fire. Birdie could get attacked here. Lauba, yeah, it's gonna take a bit of a beating, but of course the rest of the team is ready to protect him if need be. So, we'll see. I mean, either way. For now, we're having the rest of them starting to move down to the bottom of the map slowly. We already got Blaze in too. And let's see what exactly they can pull off that. Because over here, Blade gets slowed again. And also the silence from the Lurking Arm is a problem for him. The level 10 abilities don't make that fight any easier. And he barely escapes with the jet propulsion. But that was a close call too. Level 10 helps them to steal the camp. Falset is pushing the top lane out a bit, securing experience for Go Next. They can hit their own heroic abilities. And Tychus is getting some solid stacks together too. Now the kind of snipe over here on the fountain is obviously important, but they are not able to get the entire thing. Maybe, yeah, they actually are. Alright, that was a bit of a close call, but they were able to make it happen. So now level 10 abilities on both sides. Starzerk was able to get them some XP. We got 42 stacks for Tychus, so that's not too bad either. It's definitely a good start into all of this they can use. But also if you're taking a bit of a closer look to what we're seeing right now on the heroics, we have the Meme Strike coming in. That one of course for zoning abilities is pretty good. If you're not playing around the arrow stun, then that one can be kind of nice if you play it properly. And especially after level 20 you have the advantage that you get an insane amount of cooldown reduction. Can just spam 2, 3, 4 out during a big team fight. But of course you have to get to 20 before you can use that. Until then, it's all the choke points that are your friend. Good sleeper setup, and that's a kill. Tychus is down. Nice. Go Next. Showing some signs of life here. Saving the birdie, and they could maybe even go for Lauba. Yeah, the stun, and... oh, Misha. One hit was all was needed. The follow-up from Deckard Cain would have killed him. But Misha doesn't connect the hit, and Lauba gets away. Yeah, mid lane pressure. They are fighting their way back into this, though. They're really trying. I mean, they only lost the fort so far. And Starzerk is obviously also stacking his level 1. He's sitting at 20 stacks now. So he's halfway done. Needs to be a bit careful over here. Hammer Gain helps him to get some sustain, but he definitely needs a few of those healing potions, so he's going to be in trouble. At the same time now, on the left side, we got our little setup with the Shaman Camp claim. Both of the teams are obviously going for that move. So yeah, that's exactly what we're seeing here. Both of them locking that in real quickly. Making a play for the Shaman Camp, even though this is a top side spawn this time. And here's the level 13, which unfortunately if you go next, they don't have yet. So talent advantage. Talent advantage around, first of all, the Virulent Reaction and the Neo Steel Coding. 2 top level talents coming in. And that's a big problem. So another objective that they gotta give up. They're not gonna fight for this one. Instead, they're trying to get the kill in the middle too, and that's something that they can accomplish as well. Both of it. They get the kill, and they're gonna get the Punisher all the way up at the top. Just as it looked like Go Next might be able to start a small comeback here, but no. It's still, I mean, again, it doesn't really look like much. It's a level that they're behind, but of course you look at the map and how things are playing out for them, and it's a bigger problem. Falset flies away as Hogger was attempting to move in, head straight into the mid fort, but at the top they've now lost the entire wall, and they might lose even the fort here, since with Odin, Copenhagen is making their commitment. He's hitting the R button, and they're gonna take this one down. Yep, easy one. R button is getting eliminated, and yep, there it is. So now that we have 14.5 to 13, the situation is getting better and better and better. But, well, there's the bait straight over the wall. So in the middle of the map, we are still having Copenhagen and Rutsu doing their thing. Everybody is starting to push this out in the hopes to take the third fort down. That's a 2-level lead that we're currently looking at in favor of the blue team. And once they hit the level 16, they're going to have another talent advantage over their opponent. So, yep, there's that. Now, as it stands, the stacks are also coming together, mainly for Falstead and for Rexa. Honestly, Tychus hasn't really gotten too much. I mean, there was a fight at the top, so one of the biggest problems that Tychus has right now when it comes to stacking in the rhythm, not that he needs to, is that there weren't a lot of skirmishes after they were able to secure the talent lead for objective number 2. Red team couldn't fight for it, so they simply moved away from it. But well, as it stands, here we have it. We're seeing the bot lane with 15.5 slowly getting attacked, and I honestly think that the blue team should walk away from this one. Because why would you fight here? Old man misses the ult, and they're going for the battle. They want the fight. 16 talent or no 16 talent. They don't give a shit. They go for Misha. Take her down. Bam, the kill, the double. They're going for the two boys with a beard. And now they're trying to make a play for Blade, who's also on the run, and he might fall. There's the push into the wall. Jet propulsion comes back up, and he might just make it out. It all depends on Maiev, and she finishes him. Easily done. Spray game is on point too, I'd say, but still the fort in the middle is going to be lost here, so no saving this one. And now they're even opening up the entire wall in the middle. Yep, things are getting a little bit worse over here. Bam. Wall is down, and that is a play for keep. Maybe not for keep directly yet, but definitely getting some damage in, opening up an opportunity in the middle, because you guessed it already. Where does the next objective spawn? In the mid lane. Yeah, and if you look at the minimap, then you have a pretty good idea of what exactly the problem is right now, because there hasn't been a single structure taken down. Oh, sorry. For all the people that play Storm League only, the minimap is this thing at the bottom right where you can see heroes and structures. The one thing that you should use a little bit more. So, 10 kills to 3. Bunker up. The wall at the bottom is also falling. Guys, I don't know. What Go Next needs is they need 16 and then force a proper fight. If that doesn't work, then it is a big problem. Yeah, Divine Shield is already out, alright. Lauber was a bit far there, but they try to make the play for Rutsu. And again, half a level is missing. Why are you giving him a chance to fight even? There's a sleeper setup. This time it's way better. Maybe a kill now. They're trying to go for Rutsu still, but they can't. Hanzo is dead. And now they're making a play for Blade, who gets tethered, gets the stun through. He might survive this one, but it's going to be clutch. 70 HP. Rutsu comes in, and he survived it. Yeah, they're pushing it straight for the keep over here. And that's going to be the first keep of the game that falls. Shrine is active in the middle. Oh my god, the birdie! The birdie is down. Can they go for core? Do they even want to? I mean, again, the objective is up, and with the first keep destroyed, you can easily fall back, grab the objective, and then go through the middle, and I guess that's what they're doing here. 71 stacks for Tychus now. His damage output is sitting at 33,000, and we got the 36,000 for Hanzo. Yeah, Hanzo has the top damage in the game. The problem is that doesn't do anything for you, and you can't lock the kills in. Now that we have level 16 talents at least for Go Next, they have a bit of an opportunity around that. But, well, let's see. I mean, how do you fight this one? If they can somehow get a good angle, maybe isolate someone with a gust, they might get a quick kill and then can defend. But that's more or less what they have to hope for here. The objective is a freebie. I mean, again, that is a freebie. Nothing is going to happen there. Ixia, I mean, alright. We got the Stuka front line. He has Uther behind him, so there's a Divine Shield that can be dropped if the shit hits the fan. But still, that's one of the things where you gotta be a little bit careful. Not that you die and then all of a sudden what's supposed to be the end of the game is not happening. Divine Shield from Lauber immediately, but that was exactly the play that I was talking about. A gust isolation into a potential kill, and that's why Lauber doesn't hesitate for even a second to drop Divine Shield there. He's like, nope, not happening, let's exchange the cooldown. Blaze is down, Hogger isn't even here yet, and they're already going for the kills. Falstad is also dead. Hogger is at the bot lane. He's like, boys, can you please wait for me? I want a piece of the action too. It's also on top of that a Frozen Punisher, so that's quickly disabled mid-keep. And now they're going with the camp for the next few kills. The old man again. Utter disrespect on Skynox. Respect the elderly, my ass. Nope, he's gonna fall. They're chasing the rest, and Hanzo is already down. Wit might even survive. The keeper has already been destroyed. And look at that, they let him go. Skynox made it out. Of course, the problem that he can't run. And that is the end of game number 1. The best of 5 series starts with a lead for Go Next as they are hammering down the main structure. Nicely done. The lead in the Heroes of the Storm. Best of 5 for the blue team as they lock the W in on Infernal Shrines. Nicely done. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Second game, Battlefield of Eternity. The Donuts are in the lead. A couple of moments where Go Next could have maybe brought it back, but right now we are heading into our second map of this Heroes of the Storm series to find out if the Donuts can continue this. Now again, I have to highlight this once more because a lot of people just don't get it when we're having these matches coming in. It's not always about who can win the best of 3 series, the best of 5 series. Oftentimes, especially when you're having one of the top teams meeting one of the teams that is at the lower end of the ranking, it really comes down to the maps. And I cannot tell you how important map wins are. It's always the same thing. At the beginning of the season, you have a lot of the teams coming in, a lot of the people that are watching. I was like, nah, whatever. It was a 3-2, could have been a 3-0, who cares? And then the end of the season approaches, and all of a sudden you're realizing that there's multiple teams that will be on even points at the end of it, and then it comes down to the maps. And all of a sudden it's a question of, well, how many maps did you win, how many maps did you lose? So if you have a team that is very diligent at the beginning of the season already and just like says, okay, we have to make sure that we are either winning this with a 3-0, or maybe if it's a lower team that we at least have to take a couple of maps, that goes a long way. And, well, always sounds silly when I say it at the beginning of the season. Sounded silly when I said it in HGC at the beginning of the season. And then once that we headed into the last couple of play days, all of a sudden everybody was calculating and like, oh my god, but if they win this only with a 3-1, maybe if they take a map here. So yeah, if you want to avoid all this shit as a team, make sure that you, at the beginning of the season, already fight for every single map. Chromie gets banned. Uther after the last one is also getting banned out. We got a ban on Medivh. I mean, that one was a given. And Ana gets eliminated. Alrighty, so. Well, Ana gets banned out too. That leaves us on the first pick. Depends a bit on how you want to play it now. Do you focus on the immortal damage, or do you want to go for team fight? Either way, Sonya's fine. It's kind of interesting to me that Wit is locking in a lot of this. I mean, they played, if I'm not mistaken, Sonya in a bit of a main tank position already the other day. But if you, for example, look at what they did on the last map, they kind of played, like, Wit and Blade, the way that they're playing the frontline now is kind of interesting to me. I want to see how that is going to continue for them. But anyways, we got Stukov first pick, and that should be, honestly, not, maybe if not now, then later in a Nubarak pick. They played so much in Nubarak and Stukov here. It's honestly scary as hell. So, if I'm Go Next, I would at least consider banning a Nubarak. And I know it sounds a little bit silly. It's not one of these things that usually comes to mind. But again, the Donuts have played with the Nubarak Stukov on this map time and time and time again. And they just start farming you when they get that combo. They roll from one lane to the next. They make the engage happening. They get the kills in. And it's terrifying. Now we have Sylvanas and Brightwing both picked up. Yeah, but now we are getting to the bans. And that is a little bit of a moment of truth setup, where I want to really see what exactly can they do with us. I mean, are we going to get something along the lines of, yeah, maybe the Nubarak even banned out. I mean, first of all, it's the Donuts that have to ban. But yeah, let's see what we're getting from this one. So, there's our Diablo ban. Fair enough. And now this is the thing that interests me the most. I mean, again, it's not only a Nubarak, of course, that's great for these engage combos. It's also a variant that you can lock in. We've seen so much variant plays just lately for that very reason. There's other things that you can do here too. But after watching them play not only in the qualifiers but only in the Rive Cup, I would be worried about that Nubarak combo. All right, let's see. Lucio instead gets banned out. I mean, I get it with the double supports that we're seeing and Vala already being picked. I mean, to be fair, even a ban on Zarya might have been something that I would have said is more worth it. But if they're really worried about, like, the speed advantage there, then, like, fair enough. Maybe the sound barrier alone. But anyways, I don't really think that's the strongest ban here. Auriel and Maiev. Alright, so no tank just yet. Unless Lauber wants to play this Maiev main tank again, which honestly he played already once or twice. But now that they're having a double support, he can actually get away with that. And Auriel for Vala, I mean, that's old school. The girl with the whip is pretty solid and can easily just like keep the energy up to give Vala That's a stain. So the ban on Lucio. I honestly don't even know if they would have gone for him, but it doesn't really change a whole lot for them. It's still going to be a double support setup with Vala here in the first pick position. Ixi hasn't even taken anything yet. There comes a Nubarak on the other side, though. They pick him late so that Li Ming can't easily be taken as a counter pick. If they would take it now, then there's only one frontliner, and that's Maiev, so normally you don't want to go for that. And yeah, Li Ming with Disintegrate would of course be fantastic against the Nubarak right now, but can you really drop her in? That's the bigger question. And it doesn't really seem like that. There's Whitemane. Triple support! Alright guys, mad support for Maiev and Vala. I mean, they looked at the double support meta and they said like, you know what? 3 is more than 2. Let's just try that. And well, here we go. Battlefield of Eternity, everybody! Let's check it out and let's see what they can do with this. Triple support, Vala, Maiev on BOE. Game number 2! And yeah, I mean, honestly, the first reaction that you probably have when you're looking at the lineup of the blue team is like, what the fuck is this shit? And I kind of expect that Lauber at some point just figured out that 3 is more than 2. And he said like, hey guys, I hear a lot about this double support meta. What if we make it a triple support meta? If that's gonna work or not, we're gonna find out now. But Rutzo is playing Oriel. We got Skok on Vala, Ixi on Whitemane, Kopenhagen on Stukov, and Lauber on Maiev. Go next on the right side with Star Zerg on Cassia. We got Wit on Sonya, Blade on Anubarak, Skynogos on Brightwing, and Kelvin on Sylvanas. Usually something like this is not a strategy that you're just like dumping into a series in a tournament where there's a lot of prize money on the line. Normally you test it out in scrims, so it must have gotten some results for them, or they wouldn't try it here. But that is a lot of support. And by the way, a lot of supports is not a bad strategy. I mean, probably most of you guys have at some point encountered that in Storm League, in Quick Match, in some semi-competitive games too. It can be really annoying. Getting kills against a triple support is usually a bit of a nightmare, and if they have a good damage dealer that knows what he's doing, then it can be a very nasty combo to go up against. I mean, back in the days you had your 5-man support teams that were just trolling around a little bit in Storm League and stuff, and they are not as easy to defeat as you might think. Now normally what you're really trying to do is you're trying to go for isolation, you're trying to get kills around that, you're trying to work with stuns, Cocoon, Anubarak stuns, Brightwing and Polymorph, maybe even Sylvanas coming in then later on with a Wailing Arrow. All these things to just make sure that you have a bit of a setup there. But you see already how the split is working out for them too. The Donuts are currently not going for their traditional 4-1 split, but they're actually going for a 3-2 setup. And Vala at the top is getting supported by one hero. And they're getting the kill against Sonya. And even Kelvin is low. So having Stukov there gives them the sustain in the team fight that they really need. And of course they're already working on these walls. At the bottom of the map we have 2 supports with Maiev. And that's going to make it even easier for a big whip into the wall. Nicely done. Rutsu is training again for the bedroom. As we now have 1 kill, 0, and elite in experience. And, well, dare I say it, structures slowly starting to fall. If we're looking at the top lane again, I would say they're not falling that slowly, honestly. They're actually falling pretty quickly. That's a good slam setup. Wit with a nice engage here. The heal, Brightwing, and still a kill. Nice. The kill against Vala, but she reacts and gets the kill in against Sylvanas as well. I mean, have a look at this. In comes Sonya from the side, Brightwing helps out, and then Skok just says, gotcha! Comes in and gets the counter kill. Easy peasy. So we got 2 kills to 1, and we have now camps taken on both sides, but at the top the entire wall has already been destroyed. And down here at the bottom of the map, I mean, it's not really the case, but it has taken a bit of damage. I guess they're hoping for a bit more here. We also have the first few stacks together for the level 4 on top of that too. But yep, camps get taken. And up at the top, Copenhagen has to make a run for it. Now, of course, this map has also one additional advantage compared to other maps, which is one of the main reasons why the Donut said, you know what, we can pull this off here. It focuses way more on team fighting around the objective than a lot of the other maps, and wave clear isn't as important here as it is on other maps. I mean, this isn't Tomb, okay? So it's not like you need an insane amount of wave clear to hold 3 lanes, or Infernal Shrines, where the same applies to an extent. No, 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 no. Over here, it's a lot of team fights that you have, and that allows you to go for a setup like this. And right now, they're doing pretty well with it. Again, you don't just YOLO that in. You don't just say, like, guys, game number 2, what are we gonna do? I know there's a lot of money on the line here in this thing, and it's just the start of the season, but let's fuck around a bit. Nope. Instead, you're going in here saying, like, hey, we tried it in scrims, how about we test it out here? So now that we're looking at Battlefield of Eternity, they're trying to go for that. And it is kind of working. They lock in the halftime show victory. So now with the help of Monster Hunter and Vala, they can easily try and get some additional damage applied. Experience is nearly even between the two teams now. But as you can tell, Go Next is more or less giving this one up. They have a hero on the top and at the bot lane as they're looking for level 7 so that they can defend with it. And they're going to grab that too. But here we go. That's the repeating arrow now for Vala. 21 stacks also for Cassie at the same time. And the Ruthless Spirit after the sudden vengeance for Maiev. She's actually fighting it out all the way up at the top against Sonya, our little 1 versus 1 on the map. But here comes the Immortal. And that bad boy has a 50% shield. Okay. Over here, we have the immediate push for the wall, and that one is very much so down. Energized Court is into. And guys, I don't know what to tell you, but that keep is pretty much gonzo. Now, can they defend? Maybe, but yep, there's a little bit more damage. Oh, that would be a perfect kill. But instead, we see Brightwing going down. Always a happy moment. 3 kills to 1. The big heals coming through from Rutsu and his Oriel, and that is the end of fort number 1. Easy peasy. Yeah, they are crushing it right now. They are moving through with the setup that they have, taking even some of the towers at the bot lane down to open the keep up slowly but steadily. And now with the rotation towards the top, they can also make sure that they're going to get fort number 2. And they're already on the way. Maybe they can't destroy it, but they're going to be able to do a lot of damage, as you can see. And they're still going to take the fight here, aren't they? I mean, again, triple support, so you really need to focus your damage if you're going up against them, or they're just going to heal all of that out. They have a level lead to boot too, so once that looking at heroic abilities, this is going to get even worse. They can push in with it. They can heal up all that damage if they're pushing into a fort easily. 7 stacks for Vala is of course boosting the damage output that we're seeing from her even further. And with a repeating arrow, that's some nice that he can put in there. They go for Starzerk, and that's a kill. Blade is also on the move, and yep, they are making it out. Once again, additional damage coming in with a quick multi-shot. They can't get the kill against the Nubarak, but they're still damaging the fort as we speak. And this one is going to fall too. So they take 2 forts down, and they got level 10. They got everything they want now. Level 10 is in. Cassia is stacking. She's stacking well. She's sitting at 40 stacks nearly. But still, what does it do for you if you're getting pushed and pressured the entire time? They lost the fountains on both of the lanes already. So now that we're heading into the next objective, that's a problem. That is a good engage though. But Lauba is able to jump away. I mean, personally, I like to believe that the team at some point was just sitting together and was saying, like, guys, we gotta think this. Lauba's fucking dying every game. We tried everything that we can. We tried side laners. We tried double support. What can we do to make sure that he's just not inting all the time? And after a debate of like 10 minutes, someone came in and was like, you know what, guys? What if we went for triple support? Maybe then we can keep him alive. And it seems to be working, or it seemed to be working until the opponent hit level 10. And then all of a sudden we got a kill against Vala and against Stukov. And now they're going also for Rutsu down here. And Oriel, well, yeah, you can use the Aegis, baby, but you're not going to get out of this one. There's the triple kill. Now they got the level 10, they get the kills, and they can make a play for the Immortal. That might turn things a little bit. 4 kills to 4, so they're at least even on that. Someone needs to deal with the top at some point. But that's at least a halftime show that they locked in without any big resistance. So, well, let's see what they can pull off here, because this one is a really... I mean, honestly, this is a super important one right now for them. On this one, they need to make sure that they're getting some serious value out of the objective, or they are just gonna get wrecked. It's great that you got the kills, and it's great that you bridged the gap in experience. But at the same time, you need to use that combo a little bit more often, or you're gonna have problems down the road. Camp is now taken. Brightwing is defending the top, but they're also eating damage on their own Immortal. So that's happening. And over here, yeah, there's again the leap, the follow-up, but nope, this time Whitemane was not caught. She's ready for this. And they are coming immediately in for the setup. Blade low, Kelvin low, there's the tether. Sylvanas makes it out, and Wit, he is down. Sonya is dead, and now they're getting pushed back again. And after the halftime show was taken by Go Next, they still lose Immortal number 2. There it is. Next one gets locked in. And of course, now we're talking about a keep. At the bottom of the map, that's where they're trying to make their play. The Immortal, in the meantime, is going to travel to the very same lane. So this is a big opportunity to take the first keep down. It's 5 versus 5 right now, but the level 13 talent is dangerously close for the Donuts. And that would give them an even bigger lead for this push. Lauber already eating some of the keep damage, but again gets healed out quite quickly. And Nubarak is the only one that hasn't died on the side of Go Next, by the way. And here we go. We got the Wailing Arrow back out. All the tools are back online. Cocoon in 3 seconds. They got all the tools now. They can go for it again. They need to find the target, though. Here's the first one. They leap into the back, the engage, the play, and they can't get the kill. The Aegis is out too. Oh my god, the big tether of death. Oh my god. Wow, check this one out. Holy shit. The big tether and the big kill, and that is the end of the game. Sonya dies too. Oh my god, that one hurt. They got crushed here, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is a 2-0 lead now for the team in blue in this Heroes of the Storm series. The Donuts with a 2-0 lead in the best of 5. Okay, after the last game, we went into the lobby, and the first thing that I actually said was that I congratulate Team Donuts for finally finding a combo that allows them to keep Lauber alive. First of all, everybody on the side of the Donuts laughed immediately. The only one that didn't laugh was Lauber, and he's like, wait a second, wait a second. The only thing that kept me alive was my perfect play. They didn't even heal me. So, I'll take his word for it. Rest of the team seem to agree with me on that one, but we'll see what Lauber can do now that he is not going to get a triple support, because this is Cursed Hollow. You need a bit more wave play over here and a bit more presence on the map, so you can't as easily go into a 5-man with 3 supports. Now, Nubarak gets banned. Go Next is already chipping in on this, like, a Nubarak engage style that we are seeing. I mentioned it on the last map, but I gotta say that the triple support was still kind of fun. And again, that's one of those things that you're not gonna see on any map out there. Like, well, there's gonna be a few maps. Like, one of them is Battlefield of Eternity. But yeah, kind of funny. So let's see if Lauber can again come in with that perfect play that allowed him to stay alive on the last map, which had nothing to do with the 3 supports behind him. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We're taking Lauber's word here for it. Okay, so Medivh gets banned out. We got the ban on Chromie. So the question immediately is, Uther ban, yes, no. Are you gonna go for it, or what play are you gonna make here? Yeah, well, they're hesitating on this already a little bit. Sonya instead of Uther. Okay, so now there's a chance for an Uther support for Go Next. Ah, but they want Brightwing. They want the Fruit Fly. They want Trashwing. Skynox locks it in right away. You gotta go global with that. Question is always, can you... I mean, honestly, I'm not really a big fan of Emerald Wind. I'm going to be blunt here, but when you're making plays for the boss and you're trying to control the boss space, and of course Emerald Wind is kind of nice. So we'll see if that is a bit of a thought process that they have with that choice. It's a bit too early to tell. But at the same time now, our lock-ins on the left side. Mei gets taken by Lauber, and we got Cassia over here. Alrighty. So the Harry Potter of the Overwatch universe is in, and we got the strong Valkyrie over here for hopefully a little bit of stacking going on. And what else are we gonna get? We get our next pick set up after Brightwing. I mean, this is another map where they could also play Falstad. They already played him on map number 1, so another map where Global can reign supreme, and well, there he is. The Birdie! The call of the wild. Rexa, the man with the mask. Yep. Nobody cares about Uther, by the way. Screw Uther. Screw that dude. So, I mean, with this... Like, it feels like lately they're playing Blade now in that main tank position. I don't know. I still have seen quite a couple of games where they switched around. So I'm not really 100% set on how Go Next is going to play this out. But Wit on Rexa would already indicate that he's going to play on the side lane again. They played this main tank Blaze style a bit earlier, and it didn't really work too well for them. But maybe they're going to do it again here in Cursed Hollow. Doubt it, honestly. But, well, we'll see. Sylvanas gets banned, so there's no chance of just crushing the lanes down or anything. But what do we have here? We got our Uther ban coming in. Finally, took them a while. Normally you have him banned in the first rotation or taken. This time nobody really took care of it. So before it gets claimed by the Donuts, Gonex just simply said, you know what, let's get the old geezer out of the way too. And ban him out, the boy with the blue eyes over there. Yep, but the next double pick is coming in. And with that, what do we get now? Abatha and Lucio. Alrighty, the slug is in to party and slap people. Slap them hard, my friend. Together with Lucio is... Honestly, there's nothing more terrifying than a Lucio with an Abatha symbiote on his head just chasing you down. I guess Karazi maybe, but both of them are just absolutely annoying. Now, I'm really interested to see what Copenhagen is going to take. Means that in the early game you gotta be a bit careful, of course, how you play it out, because you're missing that one hit point bar. And there's the Vikings as a counter pick. I was just about to say that, because Vikings can actually be played against this. Abatha is a little bit weak normally in the early game, and the Vikings, they can punish that. So now we got Vikings against Abatha, and that is always kind of sexy. Plus Maiev on top of it, we're in for a bit of a treat here. That could become a problem for the Donuts. Again, every single map matters. If you're going up against one of the lower teams in the ranking, you kind of want to lock that in with a 3-0 if you can. But that could throw a bit of a curveball in. Samuro with Abatha on the other hand. Alright. We've already seen it once. I think it was the Rive Cup, and it was totally misplayed. I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a much better setup for them now, and that they are actually playing the strategy like it's supposed to be. We're going to talk about that in the game as we're heading into Cursed Hollow, the next Heroes of the Storm map in our Best of 3 series here at the Masters Clash. So ladies, let's jump in. Game number 3. The Donuts, ladies and gentlemen. The 2-0 lead for the team in blue against Go Next. Well, and we got a fun one. We got a Samuro Abatha against the Vikings now. On the left side, the blue team with Skog on Cassia. Lauba on May with a heat transfer. Rutzo is playing Abby. Copenhagen on Samuro. And Ixir on Lucio. On the right side of the map, Wit on the Vikings. We got Blade on Rexa. Starzerg on Falstad. Skynox on Brightwing. And Kelvin on Maiev. The one thing that I can guarantee you already is that there's at least one person watching all of this that's already said. I think ever since he started playing the Vikings and then they continuously have been banned out against him, Hydra hasn't missed an opportunity to complain about every single Vikings pick that he sees, because he's always super sad that other people get to play them and he doesn't. And the man has a point. So it's also kind of interesting that we have now technically 8 people on the side of Go Next, because, well, Nisha is there too. And they're already going for the kill, and that's the end of Cassia. Wit is pausing the game. So, not quite sure what exactly happened, but it's the red team that just got the kill that pauses. So the Cassia kill had nothing really to do with that. But this is going to be quite a fun one. Okay, let me talk a little bit about the Samuro pick. Now, Samuro in the times of HGC has been played, and at times together with Abatha. And one of the things that you're oftentimes trying to do is you are attempting to use Samuro plus Abatha, and then of course his mobility, the macro mobility of Samuro, to snipe structures. You can even jump on a core later on in the game, just get the copies out, copy Samuro with Abby, and then just like raise the core down. That's actually very easily possible. So it's something that I would expect from the blue team at some point. Focus on the structures a little bit, use Samuro in some fashion to take structures down, and just play the macro style. You can still engage in team fights, that's not really a problem, but there's a couple of things at least where you have now opportunities to go for mercenary camps, to go for structures and just raise them down. Now the problem, of course, that occurs with this setup, I talked about it a little bit, is that Rutsu up to level 10 is not gonna have a hit point pool in the team fight. So you're pretty much playing, I mean, it's not really a 4 versus 5 that the Donuts have to play, but they can't utilize the copy. Now, we're not going to see any monstrosity bullshit in this game. Rutzo is going to go for the copy, and then they're going to try and use that with Samuro, for example. But it's definitely going to be tricky for them in the early game. And the way that GoNext is going to try to exploit that is by playing it passive with the Vikings on the side lanes, soak the experience, and then push with a 4-man any other lane. And try to punish the blue team for that lack of a 5th hit point pool until level 10. And especially around the tributes, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Because what can definitely happen to the blue team is that they are hit with a curse just as level 10 hits. Now, what you're trying to do if you're the Abathur team is you're trying to at least get one of the tributes. If you can somehow manage to do that, you're kind of safe. Because it means that the potential curse tribute for your opponent is only gonna appear on the map when level 10 is already available for you. And that then allows you to take a proper team fight. But if you miss to do that, then you can easily have a couple of problems where, for example, you're looking at a setup and you're saying like, hey, well, this isn't really working out for us. We don't have level 10 just yet. The 3rd tribute has just spawned, and then you get hit with a curse too. So there's a couple of small dynamics over here in this game that we definitely have to watch out for. And that could happen around the Vikings and their presence on the map, plus then also the objective itself. Because once that the Abathur composition falls behind a little bit, it's sometimes tricky to get back into this. And Cassia is, of course, the only damage dealer for them right now. And there's quite a little bit of CC on the other side, which led to this kill that we just saw there a second ago. So that's one of the problems that they have to face off eventually. Well, but we're going to see how exactly that's going to pan out for them, because right now, first of all, we got the first kill in. Olaf goes down at the top. I mean, we already saw that that was about to happen. Vikings are going to bring this back. Next one is already rotating over. But let's see a little bit of how GoNext is going to play this one out, because this is still something that could get really, really interesting here. I mean, I talked a little bit about the dangers that the blue team is facing now, but let's not forget that they are also the team that comes into the series as the favorite. They already have a 2-0 over their opponent's team. And, well, they could definitely come in now and start to take an advantage, maybe with some nice kills, and get ahead here, which is going to make it really tricky for GoNext to find value. But as we've already seen, at least initially, Cassia went down. Now we got them zipping around and going for their camps. Siege Giants are already taken. We have the Mercenary camp in the mid lane also claimed. Bit of a passive approach by Witt at the top because he knows that Copenhagen is shocking around there looking for the kill. And Abathur is still holding the XP down here. But this is exactly the problem. The immediate attacks on structures, them trying to capitalize on the fact that there's just not enough presence on the map now from the Donuts in the early game. That's exactly what GoNext is trying to exploit here. Especially since they also know that Samuro isn't here either. Samuro is still sitting up at the top. So now we have one tower down. The gate is pretty much falling too. And look at what we're getting from Rexa. He actually doesn't add up into the Hunter Gatherer. He doesn't try to get stacks together. He's just looking at Animal Husbandry. He's saying like, what is going to kill me here? And, well, there's a couple of things that could, of course, happen to him, but if he plays this safely, then there's a good chance that he's going to survive and get some real serious hit point boost here. So, Rexa is going into the Animal Husbandry in the same time that we're seeing Way of the Wind and One Will Wind taken from Samuro. Abathur with the Adrenal Overlord now. And, yep, there's the push through the mid lane again. With everything that they're holding here, there's no reason not to. You want to open this one up early. You want to get some serious value at the beginning of the game. First tribute and also spawning, so there's another one where they should try and lock this in. Again, it's all about the curse and level 10. Are you able to get that set up so that you can punish the Abathur composition or not? And that's what they're going to be looking for. Try to take it early. Try to dominate the space around the tribute. Try to not get interrupted in the first place, because any kind of delay is, of course, great as well. And Ixia, he's nearly down. He needs to be really careful. And Maeth is already sitting tight and saying, like, hey, if you dare to make your way back in, we're going to attack you right away. So the support is already split off from the rest of the team. And now that Lauber and Skog are also getting pushed out, that's another problem. Witt is already going for the channel. And, well, he's likely going to get it, not in the first approach. But still, Ixia is starting to come back in. Abathur is helping out as much as he can. And topside, Samuro is still pushing. Down here, Lauber in a bit of trouble. And is still able to save himself with the trade. Now sliding back in, and they're interrupting. They're buying time. It's what you gotta do. Buy as much time as you can, but Lauber gets attacked, and the perfect plays that saved him in game number 1 now not here apparently. Had nothing to do with the triple support, everybody. Nothing. Ixia goes down, but not before he takes my F apart, so good for him. Gets at least the counter kill. Well, and with that, we are now looking at the first tribute, and maybe even another kill. Blade was a bit low. He has to, of course, be very careful if you're committing to hunter-gatherer, sorry, not hunter-gatherer, animal husbandry, you gotta be. But at the top lane, because of all of those interrupts, Copenhagen was able to take a fort down. Yeah, Samuro, baby. He is pushing those lanes. He's pushing those structures, especially with Siege Giants behind him and only facing off against Vikings. That's the problem that you're facing. And now look at experience. With all that side soak that we got from Abathar and from Samuro, they are on level 9. So even though the first tribute was now taken by Go Next, the chances of the red team fighting over tribute 3 with a talent advantage or with the blue team not having their level 10 are pretty much 0. So the Donuts have already made a gigantic step into the right direction by getting this much XP, by pushing the top lane out, and by simply ensuring that there's not going to be a tribute curse on the map before they have their level 10 ability. So this is fantastic for them. And they're also pushing the bot lane now too. It's actually kind of insane if you think about it. I mean, the team, they have Samuro granted, but they are able to take not only the bot wall down, but also take the fountain. That is huge. That's absolutely huge. And they got the early level 10 on top of that too. And there it is. Illusions Master. So with that, you will see the action around Abathar as the game continues. He of course went into the ultimate evolution, and that puts Copenhagen into a position where he can easily take structures down if he just has a little bit of time on them. So we're gonna see a macro play from them now, and they are already ahead. The Vikings composition from here on out is in trouble. They kind of failed to do what they were supposed to do in the early game. Now, the Vikings obviously can still dominate the late game quite easily, but if you look at the minimap and how this is all gonna be pushed and played out, it's actually the blue team that is pushing structures right now. They already dropped the one at the top, and now they're going for the play down here at the bottom. Now all of this is happening because Go Next decided to go for their boss, and there's no counter move from the Donuts at the bot lane in an attempt to get their own boss, but they're getting structure value as we speak. Here's the Samuro copy. They're going for the double Samuro as they're trying to go for kills, but can't really make it happen. The birdie gets stunned and has to move out. Bot lane fort has fallen. One Viking down, but Copenhagen, wow, he makes it out, barely. Samuro with a quick swap here, the Vikings with their own ult, and they take the boss. But the second fort has fallen, and Cassia has pushed this out even further. And in the middle of the map, Samuro or someone else needs to help out because Abathar alone won't be able to stop that. Both teams now have a tribute, and it seems like Go Next is very eager to get the next one secured here as well. No ult on Cassia, by the way, just yet. She's still waiting this out. And the boss, there it goes, Valkyrie. And the boss is getting easily defended by Copenhagen. No problem for him. No big issue. Rutsu over here has to run away as he's starting to eat some damage on the little slugger. We got 10,000 damage now from Rexa. Still a bit of a fight happening here in the middle. But it is a fun third game. I mean, it's pretty much exactly what we expected here once that we saw the lineup. Yeah, we're already getting attacked, and thanks to the Illusion Master, there's another kill. So another Viking is already down. Still some interrupts, but this fort has taken some serious damage, even with Mule trying to repair it quickly. So they can push in for it and try and drop it. Or Abathar is eventually going to Mule it up. One of the two. But now we're seeing more experience taken at the bottom. There's still a lead for the blue team as they're hoping for an early level 13, which they honestly should get. And there we go. Samuro is sitting at the side again. And Samuro is such an annoying hero. Especially with an Abathar support. Again, if you leave structures unattended for a moment, you are gonna lose them. Sound barriers in, there's the tether, they go for Starzerk. Here he makes it out. Blade gets saved by Brightwing. The Valkyrie misses, and they're trying to make the play here. Copenhagen is coming into a quick gust into the tower range, and Rutsu goes... Well, nope, does not go down. Rutsu is fine. Well, the copy goes down. he was on the copy. It's the kill against Castia that really matters, but the bird has also fallen, so both of them lose one. And now the towers are getting attacked in the middle. Lauber, is he going to make it out? Kelvin with a tether. Lauber, and he dies again. Yeah? Back to the triple support. Nah, just kidding. We're not going to play Battlefield of Eternity again. Also, we got the Nordic attack squad. Look at that. Yeah, Mule is trying to do its best, but nope, not happening. Mule gets stunned out, and that fort, even with the symbiote, is getting toasted. Now, this is a potential curse tribute. So Go Next could get the curse now against the opponent's team. And, well, it's 13 versus 13 talents now, so they got what it needs. But Skork is getting some stacks together as he's pushing the Vikings back and buying a bit of time for the rest of the team to come in too. May, obviously, is going to make her way over as well. And yeah, they're starting to go for it. Another interrupt is happening as Baylor gets interrupted. There's the wall, catching Rexa and trying to make the play over here. Valkyrie, and Rexa is in trouble. The gust is good though, and they keep Blade alive. Animal Husbandry, no, he's gonna die, and he loses all the Animal Husbandry stacks that he had before. A follow-up kill against Maiev, and the blue team is doing well. The Slug gets killed though. Abathar got smoked in the mid lane. The Vikings went for him. Skynox is getting attacked though, and it seems like Brightwing is gonna die here. The bird is apparently gonna make it out, at least from the looks of it. Starzerk still on the move, and he's just like, leave me alone! But he should get the cooldown back soon enough, and still has the fountain up on top of that too. So yeah, boss is up, and I guess that's the next stop for the Donuts. They're looking better and better over here. Now they are, I mean, 6 kills to 6, but then again, they nearly have level 16. And they are also the team that already took down 2 of the forts, so that's another one. And what else are we gonna get? Bird flying in. Is he trying to take that one? I mean, he has the gust. He pretty much just committed suicide. Like, I don't know what Starzerk is thinking here, but that's a Sudoku move if I've ever seen one. Yeah, Falstad committing honorable super rule over here. He's dead. That's a quick kill. 16 is in. I honestly don't quite understand what I was just watching. I guess they were assuming that the boss was about to be taken, and then he realized when he was flying over that it was only at half HP, and he messed just the timing up. I guess that's probably the best explanation of what just happened. Maybe I missed something else on the map, but that was definitely a little bit weird. I guess mistiming is the easiest explanation. Either way, Olaf is dead too, and the level 60 talents are ready for both sides. But yeah, it's party time, and the boss is now pushing the bot lane, of course. That wall, alright. But Brightwing is dead once again. They go for Blade. He's trying to fake his death. That ain't happening. And Kelvin over here is also in trouble. Copenhagen wants the kill, gets the kill. Abathar is actually the one that seals it. And now they're going for Starzerk again. Guys, we're looking at 11 kills to 6 now. 11 kills to 6. And this is curse. This is the curse. They make it happen. 17 to 16. And let's go. I mean, the idea wasn't bad, honestly, with the Vikings against an Abathar composition, but then Samuro comes in, and that changes the equation a bit, and now they're losing on just all grounds here. Starzerk, the bird, gets plucked. That's chicken for dinner, as they're going for the keep in the middle, for the keep at the top, and for the keep at the bottom of the map. They're going to destroy every single one of them here, if they get the opportunity. Forts are, of course, at some point going to fall too, but one keep is already down. The second one is falling as we speak. The experience lead is increasing. They got 27 seconds, and now they're working on the one in the middle. With every single keep being destroyed, there is just no hope for Go Next anymore. The boss is even making a play for core. I mean, it's too weak to really dent it, but still, the keeps are all gone. There's still a fort that's standing in the middle, by the way, protected from a camp that they took earlier. Now they go for Blade. Animal Husbandry gets racked again, but it is wide open. They can go for game here. They can play it slow, maybe make a move for the boss at the top. Whatever they do, they're farming them. It's 14 kills to 6. Yeah, the Donuts, they're opening up the first Playday here at the Masters Clash at the regular season with an absolute bang. Brightwing down, Maiev is about to die. They are absolutely murdering them. They are crushing them here. That's 16 kills to 6 right now. It's absolutely insane. So good stuff by the Donuts. Level 20 to 17. We're 13 minutes into the game as they are about to end it. An 11 kill lead. 3 level lead. And yeah, congratulations, the Donuts, with a fantastic opening into the season here on the first Playday as they lock in a big 3-0 victory at this Heroes of the Storm match. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.